Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to Cardmaking Project 557. Today sees the start of our full Christmas season. So from now on, Fridays and Mondays will be Christmas projects until the 23rd of December, and then I shall be taking a well-deserved rest to recharge my batteries, think of new ideas and inspiration, and then I'll be back on the 6th of January. And I might throw a few Christmas ones in January while we're all still in the mood. However, then we'll go all occasion until next Christmas when we do it all over again. All being well. So, today's card is, I think, it's a beautiful card, and I think it's a quick and easy card. And it's something, if you're not keen on lots and lots and lots of layers, this would be a good one for you. If you want something that's quick, easy, that you can prepare a couple in advance for the extra bows and the die cutting, you would be able to do that, and you'll see what I mean as we go through it. It is a gorgeous card, and I think it's very striking, the contrasts in the glitter and the foil, etc. But there isn't a great deal to it, if that makes sense. So it is a quick and easy one. Everything I do use I should put in a detailed list on my blog, so please be sure to check it out. There's always lots more photos on there as well of both inside and outside the project. Please feel free to share with your crafty friends. Please give me the thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, when we get to the end of the videos, you will see a new thing, and it will appear at this side of your screen, and it will be my head. And if you click on my head, you will be able to subscribe to my channel. And from now on, just towards the end screen, my head will appear for all those new crafters that might want to subscribe to see the new videos. So it would be great if you could subscribe. And when you share with your crafty friends, ask them to subscribe as well. So, because that's what it's all about. You can always find me on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Please message me, please write on my wall, whatever you want to do. Say hello, let me know what craft you're into. Don't just say hello, because that could be quite weird. But, you know, say hello and say, you know, my name's Anne-Marie from the UK and I'm a paper crafter, because it is so nice to hear from you. And it's also great knowing that I've given you ideas and inspiration. So without further ado, and without me twittering on anymore, let's have a look at today's gorgeous Christmas card. So for this tutorial, we're going to be using the Anna Griffin Say It Anyway stamps, and these are the Christmas ones. Now, if you don't have this set, you would be able to easily substitute the ones that we're using. We're using them for the insert, so as long as you have a sentiment and something for the corners, you would be able to substitute it with anything that you've already got in your stash. We're using this particular sentiment here, and it says sending you joy and Christmas blessings. And then it's like a little holly icon that we're using for our corners in our sentiments. We're also going to be using the Anna Griffin bow set of dies, and we're using this particular bow die here, and it makes the cutest little bows. Now, if you don't have that, you'd be able to substitute it either for real bows or for, there's actually a Spellbinders set that I've used before on previous projects that I did for Spellbinders, and that makes a gorgeous bow as well. And then we're also going to be using the Anna Griffin lace edge dies. Now, this is the smaller of the set of 3, and I'm saying set of 3, there's actually 2 dies to each, so there's 6 dies in the set. We're going to use both the shadow layer, which is the outside layer, and we're going to be using the ornate layer. We're going to be using them in a slightly different way, and hopefully it will give you longevity of a different way to be able to use your dies from that collection. So the first thing that we're going to need is our base card. This is a 6x6 inch square card, and it's in ivory base. I've already stamped the back with my handmade by stamp, and I've added my name and, for my reference, the project number. We add the handmade by just so that when we give it to somebody, they know who's made it for them, and when they keep it, they'll be able to look back and know that Anne-Marie's made that card, or whoever, and for them that'll be a good reference. Maybe they want some making for themselves, or friends want some making. I've just used my bone folder to make sure we've got a nice sharp score along the edge of the card. Now this card is a quick and easy card. There's a little bit of die cutting to it and it's something a little bit different. I'm going to set the card to one side because we're going to work on our insert layer just away from the card to begin with. Now I mentioned at the beginning with the stamps that you would be able to substitute them. I've simply stamped in the middle, sending you joy and Christmas blessings, and then I've used the holly stamp in the 4 corners, and I've used 2 colours of ink for that. I haven't done it really carefully. It looks great from a distance, and when you see it, it still looks good even though the colours have bled together a little bit through the holly and the bow, but it gives it a good effect. I've already got flat tape on the back of this, and what we're going to do is we're just going to add a little bit of pizzazz to it. Now using the lace edge die, what I've done is I've cut a full layer in glitter cardstock, and that was in the ornate layer, and then the shadow layer I've cut in gold foil cardstock. And then I've trimmed the edge away from the centre. So when you look at the die itself, you can see the edge of the ornate layer. I've trimmed this section away. So I'm only using this part at the top, just the edge. And then the centre I can use on other projects if I want to. So I've done the same with the shadow layer. I've got flat tape on the back of the glitter layer, and I'm going to add one over the top of the other to create a shadowed effect. So we just simply place one over the top of the other, and we're taking it to the edge where we've cut along this line. And then I've got flat tape on the back, and in the sections between the stamping I'm going to add our foil die cut layers. I've die cut these already and put them together, so I'm simply going to go around the edge of the card and add these to all 4 sides, and this will just add a little bit of something extra to the inside of our card. There we go, and that's the 4th one. So now I can add this to the inside of our blank card. We've got enough room for a message, just a small message, and your to and your from. You're not going to write a great long essay in your Christmas cards, and if you do, you're going to write it on beautiful note paper. So flat tape on the back of this layer, I can peel the back away and add it to the inside of our card. There we go, and press it down, and that's our insert ready, and that's going to match perfectly to the outside. I know I say that every time, it's as if I'd planned it. So we can turn our attention to the outside of the card. I'm just going to use my bone folder again to make sure that edge is still nice and sharp. Now the first layer for this is one of the Anna Griffin Christmas foil layers. Now, if for any reason you haven't got this, you can substitute it with any of your Christmas papers. I just thought this worked. It's just something for a little bit of colour and the gold on the background. So you would be able to substitute it and use whatever you've got in your stash. I've cut it to the same size as the card, and I'm just placing it over the front of the card, so it makes it look as though that was meant to be. Now, this card is so quick and easy. As I said, there's a bit of die cutting to it, but there's not a lot to it. There really isn't, but it will look splendid when it's finished. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is very similar to the inside. We've die cut the lace edge die, and we've cut it in half this time. I've also die cut the shadow layer and cut that in half. So we've got the ornate layer in glitter cardstock and the shadow layer in gold shiny cardstock. And we're going to marry the two up. I've got the ornate layer on 3D foam, and we're going to marry the edges up and one on top of the other like that. And then on the back of the actual foil layer, I've got 3D foam towards the top and flat tape at the edge. So we're going to add this to the edge of the card, and it's going to sit flat at the edge and then give it a little bit of a raised effect to the centre. And then we're going to do this all the way around the edge like we did for the inside. So we've die cut the two layers twice. This is the third one, the one for the top, and we're putting it central. And the last one, there we go. Something a little bit different, I think this is. Now I'll just check the right way around. So we can add our layers underneath each other if we want, so they don't stick up in the corners. Or we can add them just as they sit. It's entirely up to you. So, but it looks as though it's raised to the centre. Now we've got 4 bows that we've die cut. And these little bows are going to sit in each of the corners of our card. So where the die cuts meet, we're going to add these just into the corners like that. There we go. And that's the last one, and I think that one goes that corner and that one goes in that corner. There we go. It's only because I've cut the tails a little bit shorter for the bottom. There we go. And then lastly, we've got a sentiment, and this is from the favourite sentiment Christmas stickers from Anna. I've peeled the back of it away and I've got 3D foam on the middle of it, and I can pop that in the centre of our card, and it can sit just between our layers. There we go, and press that down. And that is our card finished. Something a little bit different. The inside matches the outside. The glitter and the gold makes it just stand out and sparkle and shine. And the little bows for the corners, just the colour matches so perfectly with it being Christmas. The red, gold and green. Stands up perfectly. Would go in a normal envelope because there's not too much height on that. Your only height really is from your 2 layers and the bows, and they will sit down and press down when you pop them in the envelope. Now I know square cards from my friends across the pond are a different pricage rate. However, I think that's worth it because it's such a pretty card and you could use any of your cardstocks. It will just work with so many different colours, and it's just a pretty card. You would be able to change that for all occasion as well and use your different sentiments in the centre and in the insert. Please check the blog for photos, because I will take photos of the inside and the outside of the project and give you a list of all the ingredients that we've used. and I just hope it's given you ideas and a little bit of inspiration for something different to use with your dies, to use them in a different way, because that's what it's all about, versatility and getting the most out of them, really. So I would just like to say thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next time.